Hi, Santosh here. Today I am going to deliver my next lecture number 4 on tunneling, and which includes the safety measures, ventilation, drainage and lighting of tunnel. All these topics are important from the competitive examination point of view, and you must prepare all these points for MPSC mains examination as well as various type of competitive examinations in civil engineering, and this might be useful for the degree and diploma level students of civil engineering. And thank you for subscribing my channel, and if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe my channel and watch the video till the end to get the ideas clear, right? First of all, we discuss the safety measures in the tunnel. But before that safety, you must know the causes of accident in tunnel. The causes of accident in tunnel are the limited working space, wet and slippery footings, that is non-slippery footings, are used to avoid the accident, that is the remedial measure. Inadequate lighting, you should provide the ample lighting, that is the remedial measure. Unseen weakness or rocks, you can use the strutting or timbering to or lining. Then holding of explosives, care should be taken while holding of explosives. Operation and movement of trains, signal provision must be there for that movements. Hoisting operation, care should be taken during the hoisting operation. Loading and hauling of the muck should be carried out carefully, and working of the machines above the grounds are controlled very carefully. All above are the causes of accidents, and I described in short all the remedial measures also. Again, we will discuss regarding preventive measures. Proper design of timber supports, inspection of walls and roofs is required. Then defective timbering should be avoided to avoid the rock fall. Provide extra light where essential materials are stored. Footing should be non-slippery and non-hazardous. Then all electrical connections are properly insulated. Hauling and mucking operations are done with great care. Train should be operated with care and speed control. Shafts should be fully protected and also ventilated. Handle the explosives with care, and fire protection at all the places are required. And these are the preventive operations in the tunneling to avoid. These are the preventive measures to avoid the accidents. Then second part, that is the ventilation of tunnel, that is also important. We will discuss the ventilation. First of all, we discuss the requirement of ventilated system or ventilation system. It prevents the accumulation of dangerous concentration of fumes anywhere along the length of tunnel. Then work comfortably and efficiently. That system, ventilated system or ventilation system, should be work comfortably and efficiently. It should reduce to safe limit the dust produced by tunnel operations. Fumes from blasting must be cleared quickly from the working phase so that the work can be resumed after blasting without any abnormal delay or without delay. The method of ventilations are the natural ventilation. Natural ventilation is adopted in following situations: where drift is driven from portal to portal in large diameter short tunnels, natural ventilation is used. Where length is small, laying tunnels in the direction of wind, in such a situation natural ventilation is used. And compressed air tunnels. Then mechanical ventilation. Mechanical ventilations means ventilation by blowing the air. Second is the exhausting, and third is the combination of both. Blowing means supply of air. Advantages of supply of air or blowing is the positive supply of fresh air at working place is obtained. What are the disadvantages? Vitiated air, smoke and dust is removed slowly. Due to fog, visibility inside the tunnel is decreased and not suitable for tunneling, that blowing operation. Exhausting means extraction of air. Advantages: it removes the dust and foul air from the working phase very quickly. It is simple and requires no separate fresh air supply duct. Disadvantages: it does not provide uniform ventilation and use is limited in short tunnels. Which method? Exhausting means extraction of air. And this third one is the combination of both, which consisting of both the systems. First system is that blowing, and second is the exhausting. It consisting of blowing also and exhausting also. And a two-way valve is placed to operate this combination of both. Then we will discuss about the drainage. Drainage is very important part of tunnel. Drainage means removal of groundwater or percolated water from the tunnel, that is the drainage. First of all, we discuss about the monsoon or groundwater. Open ditch drainage system is used for monsoon or groundwater. First system is open ditch drainage system. This is the simplest method through which water may be moved in open ditches with proper slopes to the portals and may be pumped out from there. It is suitable in impervious soils and rock bases. Means some small gutters are placed along the tunnel and the water is transported, or water may be flowed up to the end of tunnel. That means that up to the portal, and from portal that water is to be pumped out. Then drainage by the pumps. In this system, pumps are constructed at regular intervals around 300 meter to 500 meter along the length of tunnel. The water is collected in the sumps and is pumped out. Sump means well. And for pumping the water, any type of centrifugal pump could be used. It may be a piston type or it may be a centrifugal type. But these pipes, these pumps are used for drainage by the pumps. Pumping in shafts. It is similar to the drainage by pumps. However, pumping is done through the shafts. Shafts means vertical well. From the vertical well, water is pumped out. And permanent drainage systems in tunnels are the central drain system, and second is the corrugated shade and side drains. These are the typical central drain system. Please look at this figure. In this figure, you can see the central drain placed in tunnel section, and in second figure the shade is corrugated, and side drains, there are side drains in this system. So first is the central drain and second is the corrugated shade and side drain. These are the permanent drainage systems in the tunnel. Then last part of this lecture is tunnel lighting. Why tunnel lightings are required, and what is the tunnel lighting, and what are the different types of tunnel lights used for tunnel lighting, we will discuss here. Various tunneling works and operations cannot be carried out successfully and satisfactorily if there is insufficient light in the tunnel. So, to provide a sufficient light and to carry out the tunneling works and operations in a systematic manner, it is suggested that 260 lumens per square meter lighting is required for effectiveness in tunneling. Then, types of tunnel lights. Lamps and lanterns used using burning oil. This is the old system. These are used during survey works. These are taken by hand where needed, and burning gasoline is used to get light from them. Then coal gas lighting. In this method, coal gas is taken in a pipe from a gas plant and then it is used for burn to get light from them. The light developed from the coal gas is brilliant and it is steady. Then acetylene gas lighting. In this method, acetylene gas is used to develop the light inside the tunnel. The use of acetylene gas light is not common at present, but which is the commonest method is the electrical lighting. Electrical lighting is currently and most popular, and it is usable lighting system in the tunnel. It has the following benefits: furnish steady and brilliant light, does not consume oxygen, wires are easily removed and extended, and lamps are easily pulled out and removed of desired intensity. These are the advantages of electrical lighting. We must see all the tunnels on Mumbai-Pune Expressway, and their electrical lighting is done after the construction also. But before the construction also there is a electrical lighting. So please look at this beautiful figure of tunnel lighting, and sufficient lighting is provided to avoid the accidents inside the tunnel also. And for more details and notes, you please may contact my administrator also, and please email me on email ID svkulkarni72@gmail.com, And if you have subscribed my channel, I am once again congratulating you. And if you have not subscribed, please subscribe my channel and ask others to subscribe also, to get the very useful information on MPSC mains, civil engineering, as well as it is useful for diploma as well as degree level student. So don't miss my lecture and watch my lectures till the end if you are really interested in civil engineering and competitive type of examinations. Till then, goodbye. Thank you. Bye bye.